The Mighty Tree and the Gentle Reed, a tale of strength and flexibility. Once upon a time, by the side of a beautiful river, there stood a tall and mighty tree. It had a thick trunk, strong branches, and was covered in lush green leaves. The tree was very proud of how strong and tall it was. Nearby, a small reed swayed gently in the breeze. The reed was thin, delicate, and looked very fragile compared to the grand tree. One day, the tree said to the reed, "Look at me! I am so strong and powerful. I can withstand any storm. But you, poor reed, you bend and sway with the slightest wind. How weak you must be." The reed replied softly, "Dear tree, you may be strong, but that doesn't mean you are better. Sometimes it's good to be able to bend and sway." The tree laughed loudly. "That's nonsense! Being strong and unmovable is the best." One day, a terrible storm blew across the river. The wind howled and roared, and the sky turned dark. The mighty tree stood firm, refusing to bend, proud of its strength. But as the storm grew fiercer, the wind became too strong. Suddenly, with a loud crack, the tree's trunk snapped, and the mighty tree fell to the ground with a thunderous crash. Meanwhile, the reed bent low with the wind. It swayed and danced, but it did not break. When the storm finally passed, the reed stood up straight again, unharmed. The fallen tree lay on the ground, realizing that sometimes being flexible and able to bend was better than being unyielding and strong. The reed smiled gently and said, "You see, dear tree, sometimes it's better to bend and sway than to stand tall and break." And from that day on, all the plants and animals in the forest remembered the lesson of the tree and the reed. That true strength sometimes comes from being flexible and adaptable. And they all lived happily ever after, swaying together in the gentle breeze by the river. Dear friends, remember, flexibility and adaptability are often more valuable than sheer strength and rigidity.